Hi, my name is Lynn McTaggart. I'm author of the international bestsellers The Field, The Intention Experiment, The Bond, and my forthcoming book, The Power of Eight. I'm also architect of something called the Intention Experiments, one of the largest global laboratories testing the power of group thought to heal the world. And I'd like to tell you a series of intention secrets that I learned from carrying out experiments and workshops with groups that are large and small. With the intention experiment, I wanted to find out whether or not having an enormous number of people thinking the same thought at the same time can supersize the effect. So I set up a series of experiments with prestigious scientists working at universities around the world. Every so often, they would put together a target. And I would then invite my readers from all over the world to send intention, the same thought, to that same target. We've done 29 experiments to date on everything from trying to make seeds grow faster to trying to purify water and even to lower violence in war-torn areas. And of those 29 experiments, 25 have shown measurable, mostly significant effects. Now, what happened with those experiments was something really interesting. Not only did I look at the targets, I also looked at what happened to the participants. And this is the first intention secret I want to share with you. I found in large groups of thousands of people, or even in small groups of just 8 in my workshops, that whenever people were part of an intention group, all thinking the same thing at the same time, they entered what was like an altered state of consciousness, a transcendent state. In fact, they reported things to me like this. They said it was as though my brain was wired to a larger network. I felt this amazing sense of unity with all of the other people doing intention. I felt tingling all over my body. I couldn't stop weeping. There was amazing things like this. And that kind of state leads to an incredible transformation, as it did in the case of Anne. Now, Anne lives in Sweden, and her husband was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer, and to her total shock, he died just 3 weeks later. That turned her world upside down. Not only did she lose her husband, but she had to close his thriving business, and she had to move out of the lovely apartment they had just got together. So she had such changed circumstances, she was overwhelmed with grief. She then decided to take part in one of my global experiments, and afterwards she wrote in to say her grief was gone. That act of intending with the group was transformational in her life, and it propelled her toward rebuilding her life in an exciting new direction. Now, I had so many reports of this, even in my workshops with groups of 8 people, where we found instant healings. People were changing their lives. They were healing their relationships. They were healing long-standing conditions. They were even rediscovering their life's purpose. I was so interested by this that I actually wanted to subject these small groups of 8 to a scientific study to find out what was going on in the brains of the people who are participating. And what we found, we now got the results, and what we found is when people take part in a group intention, whether it's a small or large group, their brainwaves change hugely. They do enter a kind of unity consciousness, the kind of consciousness you'd have if you're a Buddhist monk after years of training, or a Sufi master where you've practiced for many years. But in this case, it didn't take years of practice. My people could enter this state after just a bit of technique that I taught them, which is part of a program that I developed after distilling the practices of intention masters, people like master healers, and also the scientific techniques that have worked best in mind over matter studies in the lab. Those techniques are all part of an Intention Masterclass that I teach every year, and I'm just about to teach another one again. It's starting March 25th, and this is what happens. I put people in, they first join me in a teleseminar for 6 weeks, and I teach them all of these techniques, the best times and places, the best heart state and mind state. I then put the people into groups of 8, and those become their intention family. It's a virtual group. They work together on Skype or Google Hangout, and they work together doing groups intention for each other. And I have discovered that when they work together for a whole year, as they do in my Intention Masterclass, amazing things start happening. With the people who worked in last year's group, everybody who stayed part of an Intention Master group had major changes in their lives, changes in their relationships, healing their long-standing illnesses, developing a new career, having financial windfalls. Amazing things happened. So please join us with this Intention Masterclass and find out how powerful your thoughts are when supersized in a group. It starts March 25th, and to find out more, to book your place, please just click on the link that's attached to this post. Thanks so much.